I'll talk about today's Brighton game with the fans in just a moment or two, but first of all I want to reflect two other things that have happened this week, highly significant. In a moment, the funeral of Francis Lee, which was at Manchester Cathedral just a couple of days ago. But first, my friend Mark, who's in Willowwood Hospice, had the trophies brought to his bedside this week, which was a great gesture by the club. It just shows what a fabulous club we all support. And there's been such an outpouring of love for Mark through that gesture and for the club that I just wanted to somehow reflect that as well. And with Mark's permission, in fact at his request, he will give his thanks to all the outpouring of love that he's had. But this is what it looked like earlier this week.
Hi guys, just want to say hello. It's Ian's just popped in to see me on his way to the game today, which I love to happen. I had a massive surprise yesterday when the club that we all love and support dropped in to show me the trophies, which was quite a shock because I thought they were in Australia on tour. Didn't expect it. My wife was there, she knows all about it now. Sort of blew my mind really that the club would go out of the way so much to just try and make me feel so special when I'm having such a hard time. So I'd just like to thank everyone involved in the club and to just thank all you Blues. And Brighton's today, 3-1. What do you reckon?
Well, here's hoping that Mark gets his wish. Obviously it was also the funeral of Francis Lee, and I've been speaking to Will Perry, who is Franny's godson.
It was an amazing sort of Franny style send-off where the sun came out at the very end as well. And my eulogy was after Danny Wilson, who read one from Man City, and a guy called John Gildersleeve, who was Franny's good friend and sort of business partner. Mine really was the football eulogy, so it was his life from beginning football days, football dreams, and I found out so much even just digging. Gary James, who you know well, and he was my boss here at City many years ago, helped me with a lot of the facts and the details. But yeah, it was going back to sort of being told he was too small, kicking a makeshift ball against the wall in the terraced streets of West Horton outside Bolton, and then playing in a World Cup match against Pele in 1970 in Mexico, and all the trophies that he won, and just tried to sum up basically and do him justice. And the first thing I said is, I know he's going to be listening to every word, so I've got to get it right because he'd be the first one to correct me. But
and the football family turned out, didn't they?
Yeah.
Typically, the City family.
Yeah.
Because that's what it's about, this club, isn't it? Family.
100%. Alan Oakes was there. Joe Corrigan, unfortunately, was planning to come but couldn't. Fred Eyre, names from the past, but credit to people like Micah Richards, who came all the way over from Harrogate. He doesn't need to do that, and people wanted to be there to pay their respects. And you looked out across the cathedral, and it was just a sea of blue, of faces from the past, and that's exactly what he would have wanted. To see Mike so emotional was pretty sad, as he's the last one of the Hallowed Trio, the Holy Trinity. I think he's feeling that. We had a private crematorium after the cathedral, and then a wake down near Old Edge with again all of those people raising a glass of champagne. And I think that was what John Gildersleeve's speech sort of summed it up. It said on the front of the order of service, Francis Lee, CBE, date he was born to the day that he died, and then a dash in between, and that dash representing 79 years. And love him or hate him, and a lot of Manchester City fans absolutely adored him, and Bolton and Derby fans as well. He lived the most incredible life. You think, to come from that working class background, and to, as his dad told him, to have a plan B. He certainly had a plan B, because he made all of his money, obviously, for those who don't know, from tissue and toilet paper, but just the most unbelievable life and character, and to keep that energy up every day is what he did. He's 5'7", a heart of lions, and he was just the proudest guy that you'll ever meet. It was a beautiful send-off for him, and one that he deserved, and fair play to everyone here at City as well, because they were absolutely fantastic. And at the Brighton game where we are today, there's going to be a big tribute. He's on the front of the programme, obviously, and they're going to unfurl a big banner which is going to crowd surf. He's going to get the send-off he deserves, and he'll be looking down, watching, hoping for 3 points.
Well, the way it was fantastic. That shows you how good he was, and the person he was, and the businessman he was, and how much he's brought to Manchester City Football Club. This stadium here, I'm stood outside now, was down to Francis Lee. So he'll live on forever because of the stadium and because of the person he was. You know, he was an exceptional footballer and an exceptional talent as well. But most of all, he was a top man.
And the football family, the City family, turned out to pay tribute to him, didn't they?
Well, they did do it, but the City family would always be, you know, City family would do that all to people, any people that played football for this club, whether you were Francis Lee or Neil Young or whatever, they'll always support that situation, and which is fantastic.
All my kids grew up City fans, and it's never changed. You know, I see all the time, and it's a bit of a bugbear of mine about the owners getting stick, because the one thing they've made sure since they came in, yes, best manager, best players, stadium, everything else, taking everything to a big level, and a lot of owners, and we've seen it before, just clear the decks with everybody else. But I come here on a match day and I see the same people that I'd see at Main Road 25 years ago. You know, look at Danny Wilson, Claire Marsden, all people that have worked at the club and been here a long time. So as much as the club's went to a different stratosphere, the heart and soul comes here, and that's why for me it's the best family club around.
And they share it all, don't they? I mean, I've just been to visit my friend who's in a hospice, and they sent the trophies to his bedside yesterday, and that's typical of this club, isn't it?
It is, and you know, I'm fortunate enough to still do a lot of stuff for the club, and they really want to, the community side of it, giving things back. It's just not all about you know, partnership stuff and success off the pitch. They want to make sure that the heart and soul of the club is for Manchester City fans.
The football family then is gathering for another big game against Brighton. It's going to happen today.
From the age of 14, which has gone back a few years, it's been nothing more than a family club. That's what attracted me in the first place. I'm a schoolboy coming, which seemed like another country, St Helens, on a train to Manchester, and then plying my trade here for a few years. Certainly, that's what attracted me in the first place. Is the welcome, the friendliness, and that's what the new owners have tried to keep, and that's what the club have tried to keep through many years. And it's no surprise that if the club are making any decisions regarding, as we've seen with the club badge, they don't just go ahead and do it like other clubs do. They reach out to the fans, they ask what their opinion is, what they feel they might like to see if the badge is going to be changed, and working with the fans, working with the club, they came out with a new badge. So it's not just that, it's, I think a lot of things that the clubs do, they try and see what the fans' reaction is to it, and that's what you do in your family. You ask the opinion of everybody and hopefully come to the right decision.
Going to win today?
It's a Saturday, isn't it? Of course we'll win.
All my kids are City fans, so it's ingrained in the family, that's for sure.
But do you feel part of a family when you're associated with one club?
I've played for many clubs. You know, I think any club where you've had a level of success, I think it's always closer to your heart. And my last club I played for as well, and obviously still being a part now of the family is, you know, I'm very privileged to come to match days and work for the club. So yeah, it's a huge part of my life now. So I enjoy it, and we need a win.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I suppose the point I'm making, as much as anything, is that we all love the football. We all want City to win, but actually being part of something which is bigger than just a football match is fantastic, isn't it?
Absolutely. I think you've hit the nail on the head there. I think you know, it becomes part of your life, and a huge part of your life. And when you're winning and you're successful, it's always a lot easier than the tough times. And I think all City fans who are part of this family, you know, realise where they've come from and how difficult it's been, and now enjoying the fruits of that adversity.
Yeah, what do you think today?
It's always hard after the international break. We're obviously on the back of 2 losses, but we've got the main man back today, Rodri, and I think he'll make the difference. I don't think we've ever lost 3 Premiership games on the bounce, have we? It's not going to happen today. Rodri will make the difference. That's all I've got to say. Blue Army, God bless your friend.
Yeah, I think we should win 2-0 today, Ian.
Fairly comfortable.
Yeah, we're going to bounce back. Rodri's back. Haaland will score, guarantee.
A really good game against a really good team. It's going to be tight, and we need to sort our form out, if I'm being honest.
Surely City are going to bounce back though today, because they're not going to lose 3 in a row, are they?
No, it's either going to be a really tight 2-1, or we'll get ourselves sorted and we'll absolutely cane them, because they can roll over these, and it could be 4 or 5. I'll go 2-1.
I think we'll absolutely destroy him 3-1.
What gives you so much confidence? Is it the return of Rodri? Is he the one that should be wearing that crown, by the way, rather than
you? He can
you?
borrow it after us, after having a quick beer. But I think we've had a bad couple of games, the last two, and now we're back on form again.
Do you think the same?
I don't know. I mean, I love the games against Brighton because they always seem to be good games. They're interesting games. Technically, they're a very good team, and we are obviously. But we've had a bit of a blip recently, but it's nothing to worry about. And they've been pretty fortunate for the other teams that we played against. Obviously, the one against Arsenal when it come off his head. But I don't know, midfield reasonably close, so I'll go for 5-1.
And what sort of listening have you just been to a luau or something?
No. Well, I had a spare ticket because my mate can't come up, right? He's from Cheltenham, well, he lives in Cheltenham now. So he couldn't come up, so I've got Wolfie, he lives in Stockport, because all City fans live in Stockport, don't they? And he turned up and he's got this crown. And what this has got to do with anything, I haven't got a clue, but it makes me feel happy.
To be fair, I was going to get us pirate hats, but with them being Brighton, I thought they might think we're pirate fans.
Yeah, but we're not. We couldn't be proper pirates, could we?
Aye.
Aye. It's not the best pirate I've ever heard in my life.
I know, yeah. I can't do Jordan either.
Well, is that coming to the equation?
I don't know, just thought I'd come along with that one.
Enjoy the game anyway.
We will do.
We will do, mate.
Not a problem.
And
come on then, Blue Boys. Let's give them
We'll
some.
get there.
I'm feeling we're going to lose, but I'm going to stay positive.
You're thinking City are going to lose?
Yeah.
Why?
Or drop points to Brighton. I think they're a good team, so... Don't know.
Where's your optimism? You've been watching City, you're only young, aren't you? You've been watching them win every single week. Why will they not win this
I've
week?
seen us lose. I've seen us some absolute shocking games, and we lost 2 on the bounce, so... I'm hoping we win. We should win. On paper we should win, but I don't know. City are City at the end of the day, so...
Hope you're wrong.
I hope I'm wrong too, but... I'll go, I'll think 2-0. 2-0. I'll say 2-0. That's me being positive. If I'm being negative, I'll say 1-1 or 1-0 Brighton.
Well, I tell you, if you're a student of the game, it's going to be a fascinating encounter today, I think. Looking forward to seeing Brighton. You know, the manager there has done really well. I think Pep likes him as well, doesn't he, in terms of what he does to his team. So I'm really looking forward to it. But I mean, hopefully City can. I can't remember the last time they lost 2 games on the trot. So hopefully they can get the 3 points today. But a big game today. There's no doubt about that. It's a big game.
I just think Manchester City have got back to their dominant best. They've got the best 4 players on the pitch with Doku, Foden, Stones and Rodri. Controlled possession after a little bit of a start where Brighton looked like they were going to be a real competitor against City. City have regained command and really they've taken the chances that come along. This is more like Manchester City, dominated in possession and out possession. Their team shape and their tactics have been spot on.
Doku's a bit special, isn't he?
He is today, definitely. He's one of those dribblers who can go either way. He takes you quickly outside or inside. He stops you and stands you still. So he's got a few tricks to his bag, and actually he would be a nightmare to mark for any fullback. I think Walker must have hard times against him in training.
I thought we made our work of it, mate, especially at the end of it. I thought, we should be more defensive, but we should be getting balls in the last third and making sure we're putting them under pressure. But we've got to win and we've got to accept it. 2-1, we'll take that all day.
Obviously, there's a big derby next week. I mean, we're going to play better than that in that.
I think we will, yeah. I think it's just teething the strings right now. We've got the players, we've got the squad. I think we'll go forward now. From now on in, we'll go forward.
Usual against Brighton, a tough game, wasn't it? First half, we should have put it to bed. We didn't. Second half. Come on, City.
It's a bit nervy near the end, wasn't it?
It was, wasn't it? But referee rubbish again, wasn't it?
All right. Happy for 3 points.
So you weren't worried near the end?
I had a 3-0 bet, 4-0 bet, but I'm happy with the result.
No, it's one of them close games. We expected to be tight, didn't we, with Brighton? And it really was what we expected. And Jeremy was brilliant, but unfortunately,
when it came to them getting the goal, we needed to change the game. Obviously, Jack is really good at keeping the ball. That's exactly what we needed. Come on, boys. Tell them your opinion.
Obviously, Akanji now misses the derby.
That was very unfortunate. It'd be very interesting, some of those decisions, to see them back on the TV, to see where they really were. Fouls. Jack Grealish again was unlucky, wasn't he, with the booking?
Come on, City!
No, it's definitely unlucky, and a few of them were today, but I need to see the TV because my eyes are getting on a bit. Anyway, all the best to you.
I think we got to 2-0 and cruised in a bit. But, they're a tough side. They play good football. Down at Brighton last year, they gave us a damn good game at the end of the season. They can hold the ball like we can. But I think overall, our quality in the first half showed through. Maybe a little bit of international fatigue setting in second half. But, I think we came through it pretty well. 3 points. Need to move on and into Europe. Get that one sorted out in Switzerland in midweek and bring on the swamp dwellers. So
there's been a lot of talk this week about the Zerbi one day being City's coach. Would you, having seen that, think that's a good idea?
I could certainly put him in the frame, but I think there's people above him, and I'm sure with the scouting mechanism that this club has got these days, we've already got the man in place, and we know who it's going to be, and look forward to it to some degree. But part of me saying this is going to be one era that we'll never see again. And when Pep does leave us, it's a heck of a set of shoes to follow in. But no, this club want to go up. Just like I said, personally, Franny Lee was, one of my top players. I've been watching Manchester City since 1968, and I'm sad to see him go.
And I don't know if you heard, but Bobby Charlton's gone.
Ian, to hear that Sir Bobby's passed away, and my condolences to him and the family and to the United supporters. A great player, and sadly missed.
Well said.
I think the important thing again was today was a win. It was always never going to be easy. I thought, having said that, a lot of people speaking to you before the game said they thought maybe 3-4, 5-0. That's typical when you come here now, isn't it? But Brighton are a good team. They've gone to got a big teams and got results and got 3 points, and he knows, the manager clearly knows what he's doing. Obviously early on 2 goals, and it did look like it was going to be a 3 or 4, but they reorganised themselves, got back into it. I don't know if we maybe lost a little bit of patience with what we were doing. We stopped getting the outcomes we probably needed, and they came back into the game, and it was very tight at the end. And I think all credit to Brighton. They are a good outfit, and they play brilliant football.
Well, I wouldn't call that the most convincing of win, but maybe for my friend Mark and for Franny and for Bobby Charlton, who's passed away. The news came through as the game went along. Perhaps it pales into insignificance, the outcome of the game, but when we reflect on that, I don't think that was City at their best. But on to the next one, which is the young boys in Bern in Switzerland next week. I'll be over there, of course. Thanks as ever to M&M Artwork and Mirrors, to Timson and to motoringlawyers.com, or motoringoffencelawyers.com I should say, for their support. Really appreciate it. And to all the people who contribute and all the people who share and sell the nice things that they do, it is really, really appreciated. Football sometimes isn't the be all and end all, is it? But this is a family club, proper club, and I'm proud to be a Manchester City supporter always. Isn't it great to be a Blue?